Hey everybody, welcome to another action-packed, exciting episode of Scotty's Record Shop. Before we get into this, I want to say hello to new subscribers. I think we got a couple. I know we lost one. I don't understand these things. I'm a simple man. The last video that came out yesterday, somebody must not have liked it or something. I can't imagine why. And they went bye-bye. So, bye-bye, I guess. Hope you get found someday. Um, anyway, yeah, thank you for those who are subscribing, and thank you for those who are sharing. We're trying to get this channel to move and to grow. That's what I'm doing. So, albums you should know about, episode 13. Lucky number 13. I usually decide these things literally a day or so before I make these videos. I have things pondering in my head, and it's like, what do I want to do? And this one has been floating around in my head for a while because I absolutely love this album. I absolutely love this group. And after yesterday's video about the upcoming Beatles anthology reissue and a video that's going to be coming tomorrow about another Beatles subject, which probably will get some people to walk away from me. I hope not. But I figured, let's do this. It's a Beatles related band. We are talking about the band Badfinger and the album Straight Up from 1971. It depends on how you want to look at it. This is either their third or their fourth album. If you consider the Ivies album, which was really Badfinger, if you want to consider that, this is their fourth album. If you don't consider that, that's fine. Then it's number 3. The third album under the moniker Badfinger, issued in December of 1971. This Well, I'll get into the history. I'm actually planning on. I was going to give you a little bit of my history with this band, but I am really itching to do an album ranking of Badfinger. So I think I'll save the history about how I discovered this band and stuff for that. This obviously most people know about the story, or a lot of people know about the story of Badfinger. Horribly tragic. Just one of the saddest stories in rock and roll. Just these guys got screwed in so many ways, and just unbelievable. Even the Beatles deserted them, and it's really too bad. This album was quite a journey to make. They just had good success with the album No Dice. No Matter What was a big top 10 single, at least here in America. And they went in January of 1991 to record an album. They were using Jeff Emmerich, who produced the last album, Straight Up. Jeff Emmerich, if that name sounds familiar for people who are not quite Beatle nuts like I am, Jeff Emmerich is the guy that did a lot of he was the Beatles engineer for the second half, for the most part, of the Beatles, story, late 60s, mid to late 60s. Emmerich was behind the boards. And very innovative guy. Really, really, really great guy. He took over after Norman Smith went his way, and did some really great things too, like producing the early Pink Floyd stuff. Anyway, so Jeff Emmerich comes in. They blow this album out in a month or so, whatever it was. They go on tour. Badfinger goes on tour, and they're thinking, okay, let's go. We got an album in the can. They come back, and they find out that Apple Records rejected everything that was there. They rejected everything. You need to redo this whole thing. These songs suck. Whatever. And if you want to hear some of that stuff that was rejected, if you get, this is an older CD pressing. There's a newer CD Apple pressing of this, but they contain some of those songs as extra bonus tracks that were rejected. They're not bad. I'm glad, though, I will say, I don't know how other people feel, I am glad that Apple said go back in and redo it. Luckily for them, and unluckily for them, George Harrison was like, I'll do it. I'll produce these guys. So he went in and started producing them and got 6 songs done. Great songs. You can hear George's influence day after day. You hear the slide stuff. That's so George. More mellow, more melodic. George had this thing, though. He was trying to get things together for the concert for Bangladesh. He had just put out that single, Bangladesh, or Bangladesh, however you want to say it, Bangladesh. And he wasn't able to finish this. It was half done. So here's Badfinger again. They're screwed. This producer number 2, half an album only done, and you know you got Apple Records breathing down their back. We want a new album. Come on, guys, where is it? You know, in New York, I think it happened in New York, but while George was in New York, he said, "Look, I know you can't finish this." This was Todd Rundgren. Came up to him and said, "George, I know you can't finish Badfinger. I dig these guys. Let me finish it for you." And George was like, "Sure, great idea." It was a great idea, actually, because it gives, there's more to the stuff that Todd did. A lot more grit, a lot more rocking kind of rawness. So you can kind of tell that there are 2 separate producers on this album, but it still all flows really well. If you ask the boys in the band, well, you can't now because, God rest their souls, every one of these guys is gone now that we lost Joey Mullen earlier this year. They were not happy. They did not like Todd. Todd is a no BS. I'm going to make this album come in on time and under budget, which means you're going to listen to me. We're going to do things the way I say it. We're going to do it. He finished this album in 2 weeks. He went in, 6 songs, whatever it was, 6 songs, I believe, yeah. Boom, done. Band was traumatized. I think it was like, who the hell was this guy? But he was a part of producing that wonderful Baby Blue single. Great single. This album didn't do well in the UK, and I cannot figure out why. I don't know. It didn't. I looked it up, talked to some people, and it just didn't chart. Didn't really chart in the UK, album-wise. I'm not sure how the singles did. I think the singles did okay. Not as good as in America. This album made it into the top 40 of the album charts here in America. And got 2 singles, 2 top 20 singles, Baby Blue and Day After Day. And the whole album is a really, really good album. This album was panned by the critics just as another Beatle ripoff. You know, they were on Apple. You know, anybody that was doing melodic rock, like the Beatles, back in the early 70s, was panned off. The Raspberries got the same crap. And they were from America and they weren't even on Apple. They got the same crap, a Beatle ripoff band. And the Raspberries is another great band, another power pop band. This is a power pop, if you must use labels, this is a power pop classic. And it is not easy to find on vinyl. Now, where did I put the CD? Here it is. On CD, again, this is an older pressing, but you can find this on CD very easily. It's still in print, and it has the bonus tracks. I don't know if it has the same bonus tracks as this does. I think this has like 6 extra bonus tracks. The newer one may have more. Don't remember. You can find it on CD. On vinyl, though, really, really tough, because this I thought this was never reissued since Apple took the dive in 76. Late 75, early 76, when Apple ceased to be. This album ceased to be. But I learned from a guy named Beatle Dave. I think it was Beatle Dave. And I don't see any videos from him anymore. I hope he's okay. But he showed in the UK and in Europe, I believe, around 1990-ish or so, this was reissued by Apple. And it was actually issued as a double album. The original album and then some bonus tracks on a second disc. So, and I looked it up on Discogs, and it's like, yes, it did happen. And you know what? It's even harder to find those than it is to find these. It's crazy. But if you can find a really good copy, if you must have this on vinyl, this is worth what you're going to pay for it. A fantastic album. If you're not, this is also available on streaming services. Give it a listen, okay? This is definitely an album you should know about. Episode 13. Badfingers, straight up. Alrighty, as I said at the beginning of the video, I do appreciate each and every one of you. I sincerely hope if you're watching this that you will click like and subscribe, please. Let other people know about the channel so that we can grow. And I'll be back really soon with another video for you guys. Until next time, everybody, peace and love.